Hey, people. I'm gonna let y'all in on the inside scoop on this Black Eye Club. Everybody who's anybody gets one. And when they get it, they have to show it off. It doesn't work if you don't show it off.
Ooh la la.
By the way, I have to get it out of the way. Drew was mad at me that I didn't cover my black guy. I have a black guy and can I tell you how it happened?
Yeah.
Drew was backstage, and she was nervous. She was like, she wasn't feeling perfect. So her belly, she was like, I hope everything's okay. And I said, let me take a look. She depanted, and I looked up there, and this hand comes out and goes, boom! What?
And so I seen several conspiracies about this, and I'm not going to talk about them. You could see them. They're pretty crazy. But there's a big clue here. Oh, Tom Hanks hanging this note says, I am not allowed to talk. Don't talk about Fight Club. Right on 20 years ago, I was working with a club that put on an annual fundraiser for a charity. This club had a Nordic Wotan theme to it.
I'm Dr. Rupert Whitney, class of 73. I'm head of protocol.
I'll be your guide for the next few weeks.
I wasn't a member of the club, so I didn't have to take an oath, but I was respected and I had a good reputation for getting things done. So I saw some things and heard some things while I was there. And I saw this ritual take place one time. And so I was let in on the secret so I wouldn't get the wrong idea. So these clubs got a set of bylaws, and it's a list of things that you don't talk about or things you don't do to bring embarrassment on the club. So when somebody breaks one of these laws or talks, does something they're not supposed to do, everybody in the club shuns them. You've been ostracized. Nobody talks to you. Everybody shuns you. They don't answer your calls until you show the mark that you've done talked to the Master at Arms. And this is the mark of the Master at Arms. This lets everybody know that you're in the good. You've already talked to the Master at Arms. So the Master at Arms is a big burly guy like this. And he works out of his office, looks like this. And everybody says, you don't want to go on the bus. So one day I was outside the bus, and one of their young recruits had messed up something, and he had to go on the bus. And he come out with the black eye. And so when the Master at Arms come off the bus, he seen that I had saw the bus shaking, and he didn't want to give me the wrong idea. So they knew that I wasn't going to join the club. I wasn't the type, but he just didn't want me to have the wrong idea. So he gave me the story. So he told me, he says, our club isn't real strong. We can't afford to lose any members once we get somebody in, And so we can't have people running around embarrass us, doing wrong. So what I do is when you come on the bus, I give you a talking, and we try to make sure that you see what the problem is. You understand how it's a problem and how it has to be corrected, or you can't stay in the club. And then to give them a little more incentive, it's a little special, a little secret society within the club. And only the people that's been on the bus, know what that means. And so he says, our club isn't real strong. We can't afford to lose any members once we get somebody in, And so we can't have people running around embarrass us, doing wrong. So what I do is when you come on the bus, I give you a talking, and we try to make sure that you see what the problem is. You understand how it's a problem and how it has to be corrected, or you can't stay in the club. And then to give them a little more incentive, you know, it's a little special, a little secret society within the club, and only the people that's been on the bus, you know what that means. And so he said, I really don't try to hurt anybody. He said, but there's a way you do it. He said, you ball your fist up like that and just put that one knuckle out like that. It just takes a little bitty dot in the eye, just a little tap, so you don't,
Try to break them.
Backyard sky is the shit.